waiting for people to come. Name of the book. Different. Oh, hi, who's ever there? Hi, Brandon. I got your information to write down the time of the panel, and I'm putting this book in here. So I'll be with you guys in a minute. Imprisonment by, this name is really hard. Angelique. Anna. Okay, I think that's right. Close enough if it's. Yeah, well, that was good that you put it up like that. That's perfect, because I got that notification, but the last time I didn't get it, Amy didn't get it. I don't know who else didn't get it, but I didn't get it. So I don't know if I'll always. I didn't get it last time, but I got it this time. So probably wouldn't hurt to do it a couple different ways to make sure we all get it. And I will put the. Okay, it's going to be on 7/13, was it? This is the 13th, Brandon? 7/13. At Pacific Standard Time, 12 Central Standard Time. So would that be 1 Eastern Standard Time? I think that's right. If I make a mistake, let me know, anybody. Now that's because I got the notification, but last time I didn't get one, so I didn't even know to come. Anybody that's wants to come is welcome to come. Doesn't. So far I've asked a couple bit different people, but I asked Amy to come, and she tried to get in, and she wanted to come, but she didn't get the notification either. So, okay, so are my times all right here? 2. So there's also in there, would it be 11 Mountain Standard Time? Is that the one that's between the West Coast and the Central? Is that Mountain Time in there? Okay, so that's good. Yeah, but there's one more in there. I think it's the Mountain Time, right? That's 1 hour in between time. So, and then I posted that book that I have it on order. Almost every book I ask for has to be ordered from the interlibrary loan from some other library. Sometimes it's another state. Sometimes it takes like a couple weeks to get it. So, and if they can't get it in their system, they can get it elsewhere, like I said, at like the Library of Congress or something, because the stuff that we want is not that readily available. So, oh yeah, you can also email me. That's cool. Okay, I have to do this just so I can clear this stupid heart emojis they put right in my way. I don't know if I could do a pop-out chat without. Let me see. But then, let me see. Is it covering my face, right? How do I move this over? Can I move it from? So is my face covered up here, right? Okay, cool. I think I can do this. I put on the pop-out chat. I never thought to do that. So then it clears those emojis because it's a lot bigger because that little heart is in the way all the time. So welcome everyone. And I don't know. I wanted to talk with people about what kind of like gaslighting and stuff is going on with you that like you feel like you're being attacked or you just know it's not normal stuff that happens to you. I guess I don't need this paper anymore. And I also wanted to I tried to share with you, like a few of these people that are going to be here. I tried to send out I tried to share a video that was on I think it's BitChute, and it's shoot, I have the information in my email. So, and it's about the transhumanism agenda, of which the Morgellons is part of since like 2006 or something. I think no, it was around 2000. I think the turn of the century. So, and I've had the Morgellons and dealing with that, but he kind of breaks it down really well, and I could tell he spent a lot of time putting it together. So you might want to check it out. I'm going to, because I can't share it. I can't mail it to email it or share it anywhere. So I did send them an email and ask if there's any way they could send me a link to it so that or they could put up a link under this video when it goes up or my last video. And then whoever wants to read it, because this is stuff that's happening to us personally. So many people are so focused on doing their little compartmentalization research on what they're doing. And they're so focused on all these different things that they're not looking at what is directly affecting them and their body. And so a friend of mine just sent me an email saying how he's having problems and stuff with what they're doing. And it's just crazy how all this stuff is happening. And people that we used to think were our friends are all turning on us. So there's all this weirdness going on that we don't even know how to explain, but they are messing with our consciousness. And, I've been aware of so much for so long, like over 30 years, I've been into this stuff, like one of the first things was the fluoride. That's what originally like made me start questioning everything. I mean, I always questioned everything, but this was an obvious thing that was happening. And it started back in the 40s. It went from, it was the last few years of the 40s that they did this test on the very city I was born into. So I was like affected by, well, I realized because I went back and looked it up again and got the dates and everything. So I wasn't affected unless they left it in there. Now, if they stopped it like they said they did, or, they claimed that they ran this test from 1947 or 40, yeah, it was 46 to 49, but they were testing it on younger people, or people like between the 6 and 8 year range. And it turns out that that's who is most affected by fluoride is boys that are like 6 to 8 years old, somewhere in there. So I wasn't part of the study because I hadn't even been born yet. But it was the city I was born into. So who knows if they ended up taking it out of the water or if they just left it in the water. I really don't know, because they're always friggin' lying to us. So we don't really know. And people don't think that they're affected by it, but how could you not be? Because that's the thing I believe that they put out there to, like, it's allegedly it shrinks our pineal gland. Some people don't even believe that we have a pineal gland. I do. I mean, we have multiple glands, and that is our glandular secretions are what those freaking wicked evil people are going for. They want our secretions. So that includes the adrenochrome, the just every gland secretes something that they want. So protect your glands. Okay, let me see who we got here first before I go on. I'll say hi to whoever's here. Let me see. Okay, I already said Brandon. Hi. Captain Rankin. Oki's here. Hi, Oki. Good to see you. Yeah, I know they still got the water in the fluoride now, but I don't know if back in the 50s, if they left it in there the whole time after they allegedly stopped the test that they were doing. It was the Newburgh-Kingston trials, and I grew up until I was 10 in Newburgh, New York, and then I moved to Pittsburgh. So I wouldn't doubt if they left it in there. Why wouldn't they? Because they're doing everything else since. They had to know what they were doing, because they intentionally put in what is basically the sludge from the aluminum industry that they scrape off of these big, the big holding tanks. They scrape down all that sludge and they put it in the water. They say, oh, they don't have anywhere to put it. They intentionally did this to put it in there. It's not like, oh, we didn't have nowhere to put it. Oh, there's Dead Star Cave Girl is here. And who else? I know somebody else is here that I can't. I think I already said hi. Oh, L Sharpo, hi, hon. And I think I got everybody there. So does anyone know chemistry that's here? Like, knows the difference between fluoride and fluorine? Because different chemicals like iodine and iodide are two different things. We want to make the SZHlT, which is basically the iodide. Anyone here know? Yeah, that the fluoride calcifies the pineal gland. That's why I've been doing. Well, I started detoxing a long time ago, and that was one of my goals back then. So now I'm really more into doing it, and I'm doing the water, which hydrates you. Salt hydrates you, and they have people believing it dehydrates you. I mean, you have to have water with the salt. You can't just use the salt. And it has all the minerals you need. You do not need all these supplements do you know who makes the supplements? People think, oh, they're avoiding all this other stuff, and then they're taking supplements. Who do you think makes those supplements? It's made by Big Pharma. So they're the ones making all the medicine and all the pharmaceuticals that are making people sick. They use it as like a cure or something, but it's actually not a cure. People with cancer getting all these treatments and stuff like that, they're just on a slow death plan. They don't realize it's just dragging it out. So does anyone know that fluorine is definitely not fluoride? Okay, so thank you, Captain Rankin. I was reading this article about the fluoride. I went to look into fluoride, and half the article was saying fluorine, and then other parts of the article were saying fluoride. And I believe it was for confusion, or to implant, something to make us think that they're the same when they're not. I don't believe they're the same either. I don't know the difference though. So that was the first time I noticed that, when, like, I've read these books, the fluoride deception. These are old books from probably 50s or 60s. I don't know when they were written. Probably in the 60s or 70s, maybe. Um, but you could go back and read these books if you want. I mean, this is just the thing that got me going, that I started questioning when I realized this place is not what they're telling us. These things that they're tooting as good are not good, not healthy. Yeah, there's also fluorite. That's another one too. So there's multiple ones. That's why I was asking if anyone knows chemistry, if they could actually tell me the difference between what they are. So I don't know if they're like one molecule different or how it works, but I know that there is a difference. Because like the SZHlT is sodium, wait, no. So it's something solution of potassium iodide. I forget what it stands for now, SZHlT. But it's not iodine, it's iodide. So there's a lot of different little extensions of the words that have one letter different, and it changes the whole formula. So I don't know. Yeah, probably the chemistry. Oh, I know that the periodic table is not as presented, just like most things. Like the food pyramid is totally inverted, upside down, and it is just totally wrong. Even if it were flipped, it's still wrong. You know, they just want you eating this little tiny bit of fat when that's the very thing you need. That's what your brain is made of. They want you to think cholesterol is bad, and it's actually good for you. Because I was going back in my medical charts, and every time I would go to the doctor, they told me it was high. It's like, now look, now that I know better, you know, it was good all along. And I never did anything, like I didn't take all these different, I mean, I did take a couple of things, but then one of the things they gave me was lithium. And then I could not handle it. And now I believe that's what's affecting me so bad as far as my vertigo, my balance being off, is the lithium. You could see it in the skies. It's all that pinkish red color that people think are such beautiful sunsets. That is lithium. And I'm super affected by lithium. Now, I don't know if it's just because my body is clean, because I mean, it's not total, I mean, still going to take years to undo. You know, people think that they could just fast and detox and it's going to be over. But this thing that I'm on with the plasma water. Oh, and that's the other thing. Before I forget, I talked about that brand of sea salt, and I want to correct myself on that, because I don't, you know, after thinking about it, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal about the lead in the Celtic sea salt brand. I think because that's such a popular brand and everything, I think they want us to be afraid of drinking, of taking the salt in. So they're going to do all these little freaky things to make us afraid to take the salt, when that's the very thing we need, is the sea salt. So here's one of the ones I got. This one is baleen, and it's a coarse salt. And I mix fine salt, medium salt, and coarse salt. So I have different sizes of salt in there. So the bigger crystals take longer to melt down. They'll melt overnight, but some of them stay kind of whole, and I like that because I get a blast of salt, and I just love salt. It just tastes so good. And one time I accidentally, because I used to have my salt in a grinder, and I grabbed the grinder, and it turned out it was black pepper I put in there. And it tasted so good. It tasted like broth. I mean, I had some salt in there, but I also put pepper. But pepper is not a good thing to be taken every day. Neither is garlic and turmeric. All these ginger. People think this is good. These are all toxic. Herbs are toxic. The herbal formulas and stuff like that are meant for specific things. They are not meant to be eaten every day. So as far as the lead in the thing, I've been doing this for a couple years now, and I don't think that's affecting me. The same, like the other things that I knew were affecting me are still affecting me, like the lithium, and I try to avoid aluminum, but you know what? Aluminum, the two brands I know of for sure are Brita and Pure. Their filters are adding up to 33% back into the water, aluminum. So they're not truly filtering your water. So you can't even trust the filters now to take out everything because they're actually putting things back. So to counter, I think if I'm correct, aluminum has to do with the fluoride. It mixes it somehow, like, to take out the fluoride, you have to add aluminum. I think that's how it goes. But if anybody knows anything about that. And the polymers, yes, Eric, hi. Polymers are actually in the egg whites of store-bought eggs. I never buy, never. I won't. I go to the food banks where they give stuff away. I will not take the eggs. I don't even go to the food bank because they never have anything I can have or anything I would want. So the only thing, occasionally they might have cream and butter. So I just asked the guy, he's like a friend. He's not like a real close friend, but he works there and he knows me and everything. And I just say, do they have any butter today or cream? And he'll run in and see, and then I'll have to go through all the stupid lines to get all the garbage and toxic shit they want to give us. I don't care if it's free. I just do without. And I think more than you to be, instead of like stocking up on all this food that you shouldn't even eat anyway, like rice and beans. I mean, just think what happens when you eat beans. You get gas, you get discomfort, you get, you're smelling and everything. That's your body. That's a symptom telling you that this is not what you should be eating. So how are people going to cook all these things? I mean, it takes hours or so, to cook beans. And rice is starch. All the starches are not good. Oh my God, these things keep popping up on here. Oh, you got that? Where's that from, Eric? The transhuman agenda link. How did you get it? And where did you send it to? Did you send it to my email? Okay, what is Oki saying here? But you got lead also in what you consume. So what if the salt has it? Everything has it. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to retract what I said. I think that's a fear thing. They want us to be afraid of the salt, so we won't use the very thing that is good for us. Salt is just so many things. You know what else it's good for? It's the best antihistamine you can use. You don't need all these things that the pharmaceuticals giving us. They have harm right in the middle of the name. Okay, watch the documentary about Flint, Michigan. The skyline is pink every night because that's the lithium. Yeah, it's like that here. And people in the local area are posting all these pictures. I mean, some of them are really pretty, but they don't have any. Oh, beautiful, what God gave us. Oh, there's beauty. Yeah, sure. Okay. Think what you want. These people, I can't even say anything in there. I get attacked, and they've actually censored some of my stuff on this local Nextdoor app. Does anybody know about the Nextdoor app? So, I guess Brandon left. Okay. Oh, Rooster, hi there. You mean him being afraid of me? He literally ran away from me, that coward. He's talking about Owen Benjamin. Okay, so I have to read some of these. Yeah, he tried to give me money. He was sitting in his car the first time I saw him. He was in that white SUV with George, the big dog. And he goes, oh my God. Here, he's digging in his pocket, getting his wallet out. He goes, what do you want? Money? You want money? He's trying to pay me to go away. I don't want your money. I never took money from him. I never gave him any money either. Okay, so I don't know if I missed anybody. I hope not, but all right, Oki was talking about carbon hydrate or hydrate carbon. I don't know anything about that or what it is. Captain Rankin asked if fluorine is a beautiful crystal. It's like a green crystal, I think, right? It might be, but then salt is all crystal. right? Oh, fluorite is probably the crystal, maybe. Yeah. Fluorine they were using interchangeably with fluoride, but I don't know if they're the same or not, because I just like quickly was going researching it over to make, so I could, you know, correct myself for what I said, because I don't want people to be afraid of the water, because I'm sure they want us to be afraid of the salt. And then next, I'm going to try to get Darko. I think it's on his channel. He was selling. I don't know if it's out of stock or whatever, but it's a sea salt from the Sea of Cortez. So I don't know if anyone has opinions on which salt is better than other salts, but my gut tells me that the Himalayan salt is not good. I don't know why for sure, but something tells me something's wrong with it. I don't know where they're mining it from. I get the feeling they might be dyeing some cheap crap salt, making it pink and, passing it off as Himalayan salt. So I wouldn't doubt that they do stuff like that. We don't know what to trust. The water is, who knows? They're putting lithium in the bottled water. Casey said on his channel, in his research, he found that there was 126 companies putting that in the water. So I don't know if that's a scare tactic, just like they're saying now about the lead and all this stuff. They probably want us to be afraid of drinking water and salt, the very things that we need to be healthy, to clean our blood. All disease is dirty blood manifesting through all these symptoms they call disease. That's what it is. And people would rather just keep focusing on all these different things, Tartaria, mud floods, and just all the different stuff, the flat earth and everything. While they're focused on that, they're slipping in all this stuff. And people have no idea how bad the food system is. And yet people want to keep poisoning themselves as they're doing all this research to do all these things that really, I mean, it's nice to know it, but to just focus on that and not like deal with your body and what they're doing to our body to kill us through the food system. This food system, to me, is the biggest weapon they have. And it's progressively gotten worse since 2020 is like, okay, that's when I think they started putting some of the same ingredients that are in the in the food. So all this natural flavoring, that's a big umbrella cover for all this shit that they can put in there, all this chimeric stuff and everything. So if you're not concerned about your, taking in all these poisons and stuff while you're researching all this stuff, it's not that it's meaningless, it's just that it shouldn't be your main focus. Your temple, to me, I think until we can get out of here, I want to take care of this vessel as best I can. Like, would you put crap in your car and expect it to run well? Because all the things that are happening to me now are not a result of anything I'm doing. Maybe a little bit like sugar and stuff like that. I am kind of cheating a lot. Like yesterday was a big cheat day. My daughter came down with my grandson. I was so happy to see him. And she bought me cake. We got death by chocolate cake. So I had some birthday cake. And but it was so good to see him. And while I'm on this subject, I don't know who's here that he's not here, the person I would like to direct this at, but some of you know how like they're like condemning people like me who have had a child. Now, I had my daughter 33 years ago. She just turned 33. And I didn't know this. Do you think I would have brought her into this world had I known, what this fucking world was about and the things that are going on here? Okay, we've got a couple more people coming in. Hi, Denise. How you doing? Did you have your surgery yet? Are you okay? And we got N Coop Dog. Yeah, natural flavoring. It is a cover because if you notice on the labels, they're going to say, no more artificial flavoring. And everybody say, yay, they care about us. They're taking out that artificial crap. And then they're putting in this natural flavor that everybody, natural is a weaponized word that makes you think that it's good for you when it's not, because babies are as natural as it gets. People, insects, they could be putting any kind of shit in there. And I think they're doing the chimera thing. And that also has to do with the transhumanism and stuff. But a big part of that transhumanism thing, I'm going to try to have it in a pinned comment, either under this video or under my last video, wherever I can fit it in. Maybe I'll put it in a couple places for people to read this article, because he put a lot of time and effort into clearing it up. And they also talk about, he doesn't talk a lot about it, but he brings up Tony Pantaleresco and Brian 396, who have really explored this a lot. Unfortunately, it looks bad on Tony. You know, I know I look bad and they're aging me a lot. I mean, I'm doing good for my age, but still, I'm aging really fast in the last few years. From 1995, the nanos in the food. Yep. Yeah. And especially I think in the year 2000? 2020, not 2000, 2020 is when they started putting the Vax ingredients into it. So, whatever. So they're going to get it into us somehow. You know that or not really. They're inoculations. They're not the V word. Oh, so you're send good vibes on Tuesday to Denise for her surgery, so she doesn't have a hard time with it. Biofood is biohazard, yeah. Man, it's really hot in here. It should be cool in this. I wonder if I can ask him if there's a way to adjust this, because I was hoping I could come here and be cool in the library, but it's friggin' hot in here. So I'm gonna have you guys talk amongst yourselves. I'm gonna go ask him, because I don't want to spend a couple hours in here and be like this hot. Because otherwise I'd have to move over to another section where it might be cool. But I'm gonna ask him, or I'm just gonna open this door, but then people can hear my big powerful voice. So, okay, so talk amongst yourselves. Talk about the things that you're going through. I want this to be a place where people can come and share their experiences and see that this stuff is happening to a lot of us. It's not just in your imagination, because we tend to doubt like things that are happening that never used to happen before. So yeah, it's like a hot okay, if you knew how hot it is. I need to ask, is there somehow to put an air conditioner in here? It's blasting too hot in here. There's no, I mean, there's no switch in here for it. Okay, I might have to move. Is there somewhere else I can go? Is there anybody in there? Okay. Alrighty, thanks. I was just going to come out and ask you if it, that's why I was opening the door. I was going to come over and see if I could do it. Okay, she said I could go over to the other room. Oh, I just pull this stuff. Oh boy. Is it cooler out there though?